today are just so privileged to have a wonderful, wonderful Master Naturopath on the line that is trained in biochemistry. She's had many years of clinical experience using our product, and she was just wonderful. But before we get started, let's just give you a quick disclaimer. And that is, Cerule products do not cure or heal any medical conditions. While we have clinical trials that prove the efficacy of our products, we do not make any claims that they cure or heal any medical conditions. Now, today's subject is a really important subject. It's crucial because they call your blood your lifeblood. And today we're going to talk about a remarkable product from Cerule, because all our products are remarkable, but we're going to go more into our Plasmaflo product. And so, first of all, welcome to the webinar, Linda Hoggard.
Yeah, thank you, Ian Davies. So
you're an expert at this, Linda, and you're just so good at explaining it. So maybe you can talk about our microcirculation and Plasmaflo, and why is it so important in general for our adult stem cells?
Yeah, for sure. So you're correct, Ian. Microcirculation is extremely important. And it's something as a naturopath, even before my time with Cerule and the products, that we're always looking at people's health of their microcirculation. Because, people would say to me, wow, you look so healthy, Linda, and they look at your skin and it's glowing. And one thing I often remind people is that, that good glowing skin and that ability to look really well and healthy actually has a huge amount to do with your microcirculation. So you can see on the slide here that we've got a picture that zoomed down into the microcirculation. So this is our blood flow coming from the heart out into the body. And the blood flow is extremely important because this is how we get oxygen and nutrition to our cells. And then the venules bringing the blood flow back to the heart. This is how we remove carbon dioxide and the byproducts of our cells living from a day-to-day basis, getting their byproducts and everything removed from our body. So the microcirculation is extremely important. And I also like to sort of think about how the microcirculation is also providing, so much life force and flow into the body. So Mark's just going to point out there's a point in the middle of the microcirculation where it goes from red to blue. And this is one of the things that's really important when we're talking about adult stem cells. And that's because this juncture where Mark has his cursor, this is the point where our adult stem cells can migrate out from our microcirculation into the individual cells of the body. And you'll see in the background of the picture, there are the individual cells of our body. So remember, we are an amazing conglomerate of 50 trillion cells, all organized to function. And what's really remarkable and very necessary is that no two cells the microcirculation is no further than 2 cells away anywhere in the body, because you've got to think each of those cells needs to be able to get nutrition and remove its toxicity. And so when we're talking about getting our adult stem cells into our circulation, we know exactly how to do that. If we want, it's happening all the time, it's a natural process. And in order to increase that process, of course, we can take our amazing Stem Enhance Ultra. So once we've got our stem cells into our microcirculation, circulation into the circulation, they need to be able to migrate out into the body at that cellular level. And that point is that juncture between the capillary and the venules. There's actually a slight backwash there, but if you imagine a river coming into the ocean, there's a slight backwash there. And the scientists talk about how there's just enough time in order for the compounds that have been released to attract stem cells to affect the receptors on the stem cells, so that the stem cell can adhere to the blood vessel wall and actually migrate in from the circulation into the body at that cellular level. So the microcirculation is extremely important when we're talking about stem cells.
Now, Linda, a lot of people get inflammation and oxidation. So how does inflammation and oxidation affect our circulation?
Actually, it affects it significantly. So inflammation and oxidation, I like to remind people, are actual chemical compounds. They're physical things, and as they build up in our blood, they have an effect. And one of the things they do is that they pull out small amounts of fibrin. So you can see on the screen here with the red blood cells, this is an example of how oxidation and inflammation can lead to a substance called fibrin. And so that's a picture of fibrin, and fibrin's an extremely important thing. When we actually hurt ourselves, cut ourselves, we get whole processes that create masses of fibrin, and that creates blood clots. And of course it's very necessary, but when we have levels of inflammation and oxidation in the blood, it actually taps on the fibrinogen in the blood and it pulls out parts of the fibrin. So we don't go into clotting effects, but it's very easy for the fibrin masses to be this size here, where they're binding up sort of 20, 50 plus red blood cells. So one of the things about our microcirculation is that it's only one red blood cell thick. So even though these fibrin masses are absolutely microscopic and they're not enough to create clotting, they're enough to affect our microcirculation. And so when we start talking about adult stem cells and being able to get them to move into the body in the microcirculation, it's extremely important that that circulation is open and that we have able to clear out the fibrin from the microcirculation. And it's not just for our adult stem cells, it's for the vitality of our body, so that our blood can go all the way right to the top of our brain and all the way to the bottom of our feet and through to our hands and provide all that life force.
Yeah, microcirculation really is so important. So can you tell us, what are the symptoms of poor microcirculation?
So I guess, straight away, most people would think about cold hands and feet, maybe cold noses and ears. And when you think about how the blood flow has that warmth to it, that warmth is coming all the way through our body. So the first thing, looking at numbness, cold, tingling in our hands and feet. And then, potentially swelling, sometimes excessive swelling, people need to look at other things going on in their body. But, general swelling in the feet, ankles and legs sometimes is just that circulation not coming back up to the heart. And remember, the other thing I like to really remind people about their microcirculation, it's essential for your brain. No two cells, the circulation's not further than 2 cells away. And so you can imagine your brain with all its millions of cells needing all that microcirculation so it can get fuel and nutrition, which it uses heaps. So hence, one of the symptoms can be memory loss and difficulty concentrating. Of course, there's many reasons why that can occur, but for a lot of people, the better they get their circulation, the better that all functions as well. And of course, it can be related to fatigue and joint and muscle cramping, changes in skin colour. So of course, when your microcirculation is open, your skin has a real kind of glow and good life force and colour to it. And one of the symptoms, particularly as we get older, is cuts and sores not healing on our feet and legs and being prone to ulceration. And the other thing I was reminded of in some reading this morning is also about digestive issues. For some people, the digestive system has a massive requirement for blood flow. That's why sometimes, when we kind of eat a lot, you can almost feel like the blood draining from your body, and it's all going to your digestive system to create that support and vigorousness. So there were some of the things to think about in regards to microcirculation and what it starts to affect and the symptoms we see when it's not optimal.